Hello, my name is Tosh, also known as Tragic O'Hara, and I am going to talk to you today about some of the stuff that I use to record my own music. But before I show you the stuff I've got now, I want to talk to you about the stuff that I used to have, right? Because it wasn't as good as the stuff that I've got now. And that's the thing, like, you don't need the best of the best to get started. And I actually would advise against it, because there's certain problems you're just not going to hit. And when you've got something that you're trying to make work and fit into something else, you'll learn loads of stuff just trying to figure that bit out. When I started, trying to set up a MIDI keyboard was ridiculously difficult. It's not so much just plugging in a thing and it recognises now. Like, there was a whole thing about trying to find the driver and then hook it up to a certain thing, and it was difficult and I failed a lot. So like, don't worry so much about the price of things and how expensive things are and all that sort of stuff. It's better to... I recorded my first album with a two-channel M box and one condenser microphone. That was it. And a MIDI keyboard. That was it. I recorded an album using that. But I learnt loads for that. Like, I really learnt, like, in later stuff that I done. Like, I learnt how to put in a percussion track and mute it, and then add another percussion bit over the top of it that was completely different and stuff, and not following things, like, because I had to do that thing. So having the best gear isn't always necessarily a good thing. Like, it's actually better to, like, the first guitar I ever had was like playing a cello. Like, the action was so high that it was just so hard to play, and then when I did get a better guitar, it just felt like so different because the action was lower and all that sort of stuff, and the progression was there. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's what it is. But when I started, it was a two-channel M box into Pro Tools. I had a MIDI keyboard. I had a set of M audio monitors that I think were like maybe the guts of £70. I think they weren't great monitors, and that's what I have right now. I have a Focusrite Sapphire Pro 8-channel thing. There's two combi inputs at the front, which means it will take an XLR connection, which is the other end of this connection, and a 1/4" jack, which is a guitar lead, and on the back there's another 6, so it means I could run 8 channels of audio continuously, so I could record a full drum kit now. It also has a bit that I can connect another one to, so I could be recording 16 channels of audio, so I could have a live band in here. No in here, it'd be horrible, next door. But as I say, like, I'm looking at it now, I'm using one channel, and when I'm not using that channel, I'm pulling the XLR out and I'm plugging a guitar into it. I have an Akai MPK Mini, just a MIDI controller, that's it. I would like a bigger one, like, because it feels like I can't get both hands working in the one time on it. But it's compact, and I got it because it would fit into my laptop bag, and I could take it out and I could play into just different stuff when I was out and about. So one day I'll get a bigger one of them, but purely for just to be able to play more kind of piano based stuff and that. I don't even know the type of monitors I've got. I just know that I use them. Like, that's all I know. They're not fancy, they're nothing, they're not set up in anything big, they're just monitors that I use for listening back. I do most of my stuff with headphones on. Like, if I'm recording stuff, the headphones are on constantly, so I don't really think about the monitors too much, if I'm completely honest with you. Microphone wise, I've got this Shure SM, it's not an SM7B, but it is modelled in the SM7B. It's the MV7, which is like a podcasting mic, which I use for vocals because I don't do a lot of live miking up at amps and stuff like that. So I got this because it helps, like, if I'm doing like a live stream podcast thing with someone, or if I'm doing a vocal taker, anything like that, like, that's perfect for that. But I've also recorded like some acoustic guitar through it, and it sounds okay for demo stuff. So I'm literally using a one guitar, like a one instrument in, MIDI, and one microphone setup to record my stuff. It's not the best setup in the world, but it totally suits what I want to do with it. I just want to make wee things and make stuff, and that's it. And if there's ever anything there that I couldn't do, like, I have friends that have studios that I would talk to them. Like if I wasn't happy with the vocal sound I was getting in here, which is actually happening, I would record everything else, put in a demo vocal, put in the demo harmonies, and then I'd be speaking to my pals Audrey and Lauren from Nova and saying, can I come in and do my vocals in there? And they work on Logic, so I'd be able to just take my session up and hand it over to them. But a lot of the work would be happening in here with the stuff that I've got. Really, to get started, all you need is one input, a MIDI controller is optional, and a mic, and that's it. Everything else is just gravy, I suppose. Like, but with that stuff, it's just, that's the meat and the bones. That's the proper thing you can do to just start putting channels over. I think sometimes if you have got an audio interface that has lots of stuff on it, don't feel that you need to use it, because sometimes it can just be more of a hassle than it's worth. That is basically it. So thank you very much for your time, and I'll catch up with you soon. Go out, start recording, and just get some stuff made. Get making some stuff with the things that you've got, because that's where you're going to learn the most.